Welcome to the Home Downsizing Show. My name is Ben Socek, your host and the owner and founder of Home Downsizing Solutions. With the Home Downsizing Show, I want to provide you the information and resources to make the downsizing of your house stress and hassle-free. So sit back and enjoy the show. Thank you for joining us. All right. Thank you for checking out our video today. This is Ben Socek with Home Downsizing Solutions. And today I have a special guest, Jeanine Bryant, with Changing Spaces SRS, located here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and wanted to bring her on today to discuss the services that she provides and how she might be a benefit, her company might be a benefit to you. So Jeanine, thank you for joining me here today.
Hi, Ben. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. First, what or who is Changing Spaces SRS? And what is what I would consider your primary mission?
Sure. Yeah, so Changing Spaces SRS is a team of, we've got about 25 individuals in our business, and we're based here in Lincoln, Nebraska, and we are senior move managers. So what that means is that we help manage the move anytime a senior is moving. And so most of the time our clients are older adults who are downsizing out of a home that they've lived in for, decades, really 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And they're going to a smaller house. Maybe it's a townhome, maybe it's an apartment or a retirement community. And it's their first move in decades and they're overwhelmed and they've got all this stuff and they don't know where to start. And that's really where Changing Spaces comes in. We've been doing it for 12 years now, and our mission is really to help seniors and their families through times of transition, because that's really where all of our clients are. They're in a time of transition, and most of the time it's a happy move. I mean, they're choosing to move and choosing to make this downsize, but even when it's a happy move, it doesn't mean that it's not emotional, and so it can be hard. And so we help logistically and physically, but we also help them emotionally, just talking through the process and listening to their stories about all of the items. And, when you're giving up a large portion of your stuff, it can be a challenge. And so we're sort of that caring friend who can guide them through the process.
Mm-hmm. Very good. I certainly encounter that too with our clients that we work with in that process, and especially their adult children as well. I'm sure you encounter that as well.
Yeah, if it's the house that mom and dad have lived in for 40 years, chances are the kids grew up there too. And so for the kids, this is home too. And so to think about their parents leaving, again, sometimes they're happy, sometimes they're not happy about it. But even if they know it's a good move, it's still definitely the end of a chapter. So
yes, definitely. I noticed on your website that you discuss, and obviously I've heard the term before, rightsizing. Would you like to kind of explain in your terms what that means to you and how that helps your clients?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the majority of our clients are downsizing. They're going from a bigger home to a smaller home. But I really love using the term right sizing because I say it's kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's finding the perfect middle between too much and too little. Right? And most of the time, if our clients are choosing to downsize, it's because they're living in a house that frankly is too big for their needs. And there may be entire rooms in that house that they no longer use, or entire floors of that house. Maybe they never go up to the second floor, or they never go down to the basement. So that house is no longer the right size for them. And so they need to go to something that is the right size for them. And of course, if you go to a smaller place, you can't keep all of your stuff. And so we try to help them find that perfect place with their stuff of too much versus too little. We want them to have just the right amount of stuff to make them happy and safe and have everything they need and most of the things that they want as well. We try to encourage them to keep the best and get rid of the rest.
Mm-hmm. Very good. This is a big question here, or kind of maybe a broad, big question, but certainly something that I often think about with our clients and customers, and I'm sure you do as well, is what do you find are the kind of the specific steps that a homeowner takes from the time that they start thinking about the process of downsizing or right sizing and to the end point of making that transition to a new smaller home or apartment community that is the right place for them to be at?
Hmm. Yeah, it seems like a huge transition, and for a lot of our clients, it's overwhelming, and it seems like, where do I even start? And we always say in our company, you eat the elephant one bite at a time. And so for me, if they are just starting to think about moving out of their home, I always say the first step is they've got to figure out where they're going to. Okay, so does that mean, are you going to buy a smaller house? Are you going to buy a townhome? Are you going to rent an apartment? Are you going to be going to a retirement community? You have to determine those things first, and there's a lot. That's a big decision. There's a lot of factors to take into account, and once you make that decision on, okay, we're going to downsize. I think we're going to go to a retirement community. That's what most of our clients are doing. Then you have to think about, and of course, the main factor there is finances, right? You've got to figure out, what can I afford to do? Okay, because that's going to probably eliminate or narrow down your choices to a certain extent. If you decide you're going to, let's say, a retirement community, then you think about, okay, what size apartment am I going to? Am I going to be going to a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom? There's 2-bedroom plus a den. There are 3-bedroom apartments. So again, lots of times that comes down to cost. What can you afford? And then how much space do you need, or how much space do you want? Once you've figured out where you're going, the rest is easy. Then we can do the rest. You can hire that out, but you've got to make that big decision about where you're going to next. When we enter the picture, we always start with the furniture. Before we start sorting through any of the knickknacks or any of the books or any of the clothing, we've got to figure out what furniture is going to fit in that new place. And so we've got an interior designer on our team who will come out, measure the furniture that our clients think they want to take with them, and then she'll get a floor plan of the new place, and then she'll work with the client to figure out the floor plan of what is going to fit where. And then that floor plan really becomes our roadmap for move day. Creating a floor plan like that helps you understand what you're able to keep and what you are not able to keep. Okay. And so then we keep the focus on the move. After we've figured out the big stuff, the furniture, then we move on to the smaller stuff, sorting through the books, sorting through the kitchen cupboards, sorting through the Christmas decorations. What about your clothes in your closets? So, and we always look at the space, how much space we have at the new place and how it compares to the old place. And the difference is usually how much you've got to get rid of, right? If you've got 12 cupboards in your current kitchen, but your new kitchen only has 8 cupboards, then we've got to downsize, right? And so it comes down, there's no magic wand, but it's very practical steps to that downsizing process. And then after we've sorted, then it comes time for the actual move. Our team will come in, we bring all the boxes, we do all the packing. We're not the actual movers, but we will line up the movers on behalf of our client, and then we are there with them on move day. We're managing all of that for them. We take the sheets off the bed, we get the food out of the fridge into a cooler, we pack the toothbrush that morning, and then we follow the moving truck over to the new place, and then we've got that floor plan in hand, and we are directing traffic, making sure the mover puts the furniture where it will fit and where we want it. And then as soon as the boxes come in, we start unpacking those boxes right away. And we don't leave our client until they're comfortable and they can function that night. So that means their bed's made, clothes are in the closets, toiletries are unpacked, and they've got their kitchen essentials out. And then if necessary, we'll come back the following day and we do all the extra stuff, the knickknacks, the books, the artwork. And then we take all the boxes with us and they are unpacked and settled. So that's really the process. It seems like a big process when I explain it all, but when our clients bring changing spaces into the situation, they don't have to worry about anything else. We kind of just take the wheel and we drive them all the way across the finish line to their new house.
Obviously, it seems like it does seem like a huge amount of work, and it is a daunting process, I'm sure, to people that are in that are considering that transition. So I'm sure it brings some satisfaction on your teams, to your team, to see after that's all over with,
Yes.
what's on their faces of your clients and customers, just the relief that it's all over with.
It is so rewarding. It really is. I mean, I always think, unpacking is the best because it's kind of like you're playing house and you're getting them all set up in their new place. And, just this morning, Ben, I was visiting with a potential client and they're planning a move for July. And when I left the appointment, she said, I feel so much better already. I was just getting kind of sick to my stomach. And they're not even downsizing. They're moving from one 2-bedroom apartment to another 2-bedroom apartment. But they're older and they didn't know how they were going to do it. And boy, that is so gratifying to me to hear that relief on our clients' faces and to hear it, in the words that they say. And that's really why we do it. I mean, we always say we come in, we're like your daughters for that week, and we treat our clients the way we would want our parents to be treated. And because we know it's hard, and we just have a system down. And so we do this. We help usually over 90 clients every year make a move like this. And so that experience counts for a lot, especially when we're working with people who have not moved in 20, 30, or 40 years.
Mm-hmm. That's the type of clients that we sometimes, or especially the last 10 years, have kind of specialized in working with, is that downsizing client. And for us too, or for me, a little bit different when we purchase a house from people, and especially from a family, when they're involved, the kids are involved. After that's all been over with, or the transition's over, and to see the relief on their faces is very gratifying and very rewarding. So I understand from a little bit different perspective, but it's enjoyable to see how you can directly impact individuals to take that stress off their shoulders. So that's incredible. You kind of went through what I was going to ask for my next question here with that, but would you like to run down just the specific services that you do offer to make that transition? Again, you pretty much detailed that, but if you want to just give your specific services, I want to give you the opportunity to do that.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, so one component of our business is helping with the moves, and that's sort of everything that I laid out before: the floor plan, the packing, managing move day, and unpacking. And then we have a whole other segment of our business which helps them get rid of the stuff they're not keeping. And so we do that by organizing estate sales or tag sales. And usually that is done in the home after a client has moved out. We come in, we set everything up that is left behind that they decided not to keep and the kids decided not to keep. And we organize it all, we price it, and then we hold an estate sale every Friday and Saturday here in Lincoln. And usually we get between 1,500 and 1,800 shoppers through the door at those estate sales, which is great. It's a great way of it's a compassionate rehoming of the items that our clients are no longer using. We are recording this, let's see, in June, and we're in the middle of the COVID pandemic. So that threw a little curveball into our business plan. And so since the coronavirus hit us, we have actually changed over to doing a lot of our sales online, and we're doing an online auction format. So, and I think it's going pretty well. So I think we're going to keep that on as another service. So going forward, we will do in-person estate sales and online auctions just as a way of helping our clients sell the items that they're not wanting to keep and get a little bit of money out of them and get them into the hands of people who will use them and cherish them.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And what geographic areas do you provide your services to currently?
We are mostly just right here in the Lincoln area. We do have contacts with other companies like us. So we're our own company. We're not a chain or anything, but there are companies that provide services like ours in other parts of the state and the region. And so if ever we get a phone call of someone who needs some help in Council Bluffs or Grand Island or whatever, we certainly have people that we can refer them to, because right now we're mostly concentrated in the Lincoln, Nebraska area.
Okay. And that brings up, I guess, a good next question is, I noticed also on the website that you belong to the National Association of Senior Move Managers that I've heard about before. Can you kind of describe what they are, or what that designation means, and how that kind of sets you apart from the other companies that are providing similar services?
Sure, yeah. So the senior move management industry, that's what we do. We manage seniors' moves. It's really a blossoming, exploding industry. and it's not very old, but nowadays there is at least one senior move manager in every state in the United States. And so there's a great organization called NASM, the National Association of Senior Move Managers, that kind of binds us all together. And we all, you pay a membership fee, a yearly membership fee, and you have to abide by a code of ethics. They have great training that they give to all of their members. And then they also organize an annual conference for NASM members, which we have been lucky enough to participate in the last few years. And it's such a great opportunity to connect with other people around the country who do the kind of work that we do, and to, exchange ideas with them, help solve problems together, those kinds of things. And it really is a great organization. So if anyone out there is watching and they are looking for a senior move manager in their area and they're not in the Lincoln area, the NASM website has a great feature. It's called Find a Senior Move Manager. And if you have an uncle living in Alabama who could use this kind of service, you can go on there and find a senior move manager in his area. So the website, I'll share it with everyone. It's nasm.org. That's NASMM.org. And if you click on Find a Senior Move Manager, you can see all the senior move managers throughout the United States.
Very good. Anything else that you would like to add or mention that I haven't brought up that you'd like others to hear about your company?
Yeah, I guess I would probably just highlight my team. Like I said, we've got about 25 individuals who work for Changing Spaces, and some of them have been with us from the beginning. We've been in business now 12 years, and most of my team members, honestly, are women in their 50s and 60s, and the reason they work for Changing Spaces is because they themselves have been through a transition like this or with one of their family members. So they have parents who've gone through this or grandparents, and they really have a heart for helping people through times of transition, and that's why they do it. So when you hire a senior move management company, it's not the same as hiring some movers to come and pack your stuff. You can hire a mover to come and put your stuff in boxes, and that's fine. It's not the same experience as having a senior move manager in your home who's going to walk you through the process, help you make some of those difficult decisions, listen to stories. We always say we laugh with our clients and we cry with our clients. We really take them by the hand and lead them through the transition start to finish.
Very good. And if people would like to find out more about your company, where can they go, or how would you like individuals to contact you?
Yeah. So our website is changingspacessrs.com. So there's a double S in there. The SRS stands for Senior Relocation Services, changingspacessrs.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and they're also welcome to give us a call. Our phone number is 402-483-0555.
Very good. Well, thank you, Jeanine. I appreciate your time this morning, and I'm sure that others will find this very beneficial and helpful, and hope that people contact you to help them with that transition.
Great. Thanks so much, Ben.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Home Downsizing Show. For additional information and resources on home downsizing, just go to homedownsizing.blueprint.com. That's homedownsizing.blueprint.com. Or if you're ready to sell your house and downsize, just go to homedownsizing-solutions.com. That's homedownsizing-solutions.com. And if you have ideas to improve our show or topics that you'd like us to cover, or have any questions that we can answer, just call our office, toll free, 855-291-5005. That's 855-291-5005. Thank you.